Hello and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we continue exploring Filter Editor and we go ahead and look over some nodes. I will use it portion when we can build and modify existing image, and currently I will use this photo I took of the neon trees group as an example for our tutorial. So let's go ahead and click on Filter Editor, and I'm going to select Create New Filter and we'll go Open. As first, what you see, we have the result. Result will accept some source file, but we currently don't have it. So let's click on the side, going inside the external, and we'll go ahead, drag and drop the input. You will notice right here is our original image, the color unmodified. And next we need connect. If we just kind of go ahead and connect straight, you will notice it's no modifications because we're taking our input and we link to our output. So let's go change this. Let's go put it some on the middle. We'll go to inside the adjustment group, and you notice in adjustment group we have several nodes. If you worked before with Photoshop, these nodes will be very familiar to you. And we have a simple brightness, contrast, desaturate that we used before, gamma, hue saturation. We have it also invert levels, threshold, and tone curve. So let's go ahead and take hue and saturation node, drag and drag. Okay, and we also take brightness, maybe put it right around, and let's go put it some levels. Okay, so right here we have a term, curves, brightness, levels, tone curves. Okay, one thing what I want kind of pointing, you will notice some of them of course have it red that require input. Some have it gray, this is options, but also we have a different color right here on these squares. And you will have three different type of the components kind of expected: green, gray, and blue. The green, it will stand for map component. So it is expected map. In another case, think about this as a color input, okay, value of the map. Next, we also have it a blue, which represent to the curve components, and it's where we can modify those curves on a vector. And other ones, we have it control components will represent gray. So if you more familiar with different terms, think about the color input, number input, and the vector input. So it is kind of three different type of the input we can work with. Also, the all output on this case, you can notice it is green, so it will output as a map. From one image source, you don't need just connect to one. You will notice as a source, we can go ahead and connect to the multiple nodes, and after we can use the Blender to mix them together. And some nodes like turn curve, you will notice the curve is also required. Instead, all these other ones is just optional. However, you can set inside, for example, right here, I can go and modify preset values that won't be allowed for the user. In some cases, same like we did before, we'll go inside the control. I'll just take slider and place a slider right here. And we can go ahead and connect to the contrast as example. We can take another slider and connect to the brightness. So you can notice we can control, this is for the user, so user can go and control the options. Okay, also on a levels, let's just say we want to preset for what we like it. Okay, right here. And let's go inside the curves. And you notice I select the curve group we already predefined. We can create our own curves, but for this portion of tutorials, I just want to use it one from the already predefined groups. So, and for this, I'm going to just select the stairs, and I'm going to connect. For example, the stairs can accept additional input. but also it can work just straightforward, just provide for us this kind of posterization effect. So next we want to connect all these sources to our result. So let's see if we try to connect to this. Okay, we try to connect another, it's overridden and disconnected. To mix them together, we need to use it Blender or some other options we can mix them together. In the future, we'll look on some different options where we can use it as a colors input if we don't this. But on that case, I'm going inside the processing, and we have the options where we have the blend or blend HDRI. And in some cases in the blend, you will notice we have it only two options. We can have it only two connections. So if you want to use a blend node, you need to create two more, or you notice right here we have it multi-blend. So let's place this, and in multi-blend currently you have it up to 7 layers. So let's go ahead, select layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4. As well, you will notice we have other layers, and I want to set opacity to the 0 on them. Okay, actually on these ones with a color. Okay, and we have it also opacity that we can set for other layers. By modifying these opacities, we can modify how all these channels will mix together. And right now, they don't perform very well. You don't see that big result. And the reason why, because actually by mixed together, they're almost coming back with just a little bit more saturation on the color from our original image. But it's give you overall, in a way, how the multi-blend and how other nodes can work together and how you can connect as well on different type of the components, the map, the control, or the curve, how they can mix together. Okay, let's connect this to our source, and here we created a little bit more complex filter that we can use. So let's go ahead. In our next tutorial we actually will create filter that we can use it for our photos, and just by using these techniques of connections and blending, we see how we can create something more interesting that we can apply to our photo.